Hi, Dave Jones here again. We're going to look at another sort of single line melody. It's kind of a sort of rock and roll, rockabilly flavour. It's a famous piece written by Arthur Smith. It's called Guitar Boogie. And if you're feeling very brave, check out Tommy Emmanuel on YouTube. Probably, in my opinion, the best acoustic guitar player in the world, and very, very speedy. And he does a massively fast version of it. I wouldn't suggest if you're a beginner, because this is a sort of beginner plus lesson. I wouldn't suggest that you try it at his speed. But I'll just take you through it, and I'll play it for you once, and then I'll do a bit of a close-up of it, and also show you a slightly simplified version that you can gradually get up to this speed, well, up to the speed that you're comfortable with. But it's very important this exercise or song is played with alternate picking. So I'll go through that in a minute, but I'll play through it first, and those of you who have slightly more experience just want to print PDF off and can go and have a play with it, and those of you who are slightly less experienced and need a little close-up, I'll stick it on at the end. Okay, so I'll play through it once using exactly this the tab that I've done, and then I'll show you just a quick thing that you can do if you're a slightly more experienced player as regards catching other strings and stuff like that. So here we go, first time. Right, so that's it played through. I was being as I've got such a habit of playing this with because I watch so much Tommy Emmanuel, I suppose. What you can do if you're slightly more experienced, if you use this bar, like I say, I'll do a close up for beginners in a minute, and you play almost like a power chord there with the E, and then a power chord when it moves to the A section. You can be a bit more loose with your strumming, and gives it more of a, if you like, more of a kind of band feel to it. So you're not playing just a single line thing. You can catch more of a chord, etc. So I was trying not to do that because for any beginners out there. But if you're slightly more experienced, you could put that in. Okay, so here we go with a little close up for anyone who needs it. So what we're doing here with this entire tune, we're only ever going to be playing open strings or at the 2nd fret or the 4th fret. So there's no notes at any other frets. So obviously the open strings kind of take care of themselves as far as your picking goes. Now with your fretting hand, take care of all the notes at the 2nd fret with your 1st finger, and all the notes at the 4th fret with your 3rd finger. So those should be the only 2 fingers you use. So what you can do is you can anchor this finger for the first couple of bars. You can anchor this finger 1, on the 2nd fret of the A string. And then what you do then is you play the E string. This must be done if you want to get the most out of it in strict alternate picking. Down, down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up. So what we do is we play the open E string twice, down, up. 3rd fret on the 4th fret, 3rd finger, sorry, on the 4th fret of the E string, down, up. Now your 2nd fret on the A string is already taken care of with this finger, down, up, and then your 3rd finger on the 4th fret of the A string, and then if you can, it's a useful technique, rolling technique. Roll this finger, and that takes care of the 2 notes on the 2nd fret of the D string, and then you walk back up on yourself again, so you come back to the 4th fret of the A string, down, up. 2nd fret of the A string, down, up, and then 3rd finger, 4th fret of the E string, down, up. So the phrase goes, and you can see by that, by using the correct fingering, I haven't had to move my hand. Which makes all the notes much more accessible, and they blend into each other, and it makes it sound much better. And you do the same thing. That takes you through the first 2 bars. Then you do exactly the same thing again, repeating it note for note. Then what you do is you move everything moves down 1 string. So you're now taking care of the note on the 2nd fret of the D string with your 1st finger. You're playing the A string open twice. 4th fret of the A string with your 3rd finger. 2nd fret of the D string already held down. 4th fret of the D string with your 3rd finger, and then again rolling this finger to take care of the 2nd fret of the G string, and then you come back on yourself again. 4th fret of the D string, down, up again, and then down, up on the 2nd fret of the D string, which are already there, and then 4th fret of the A string. And then you go back to your original pattern, and you play that once. That's the one that starts on the E string, the one we first looked at. And then what's called the turnaround, which if you're following the PDF, is bar 9. It's the 3rd line. You start off with your 1st finger on the 2nd fret of the A string, play it twice, 4th fret of the A string twice, open D string twice, back to the 4th fret of the A string twice, 2nd fret of the A string twice, open A string twice, up to the thick E string, 4th fret with your 3rd finger, 2nd fret with your 1st finger, open, 4th fret, down a string, 2, 4th fret of the A, and then finishing off on the E note, which is the 2nd fret of the D string there. And if you're watching that closely, what you should get from it is the fact that I don't actually move my hand at all. And what I mean by that, obviously I move my fingers, but I don't move my hand up and down the fingerboard. It's locked in position, and this rolling technique is helping me get. So what I'm doing is I'm rolling the finger down and flattening it out almost. If you can't do that yet, just you could move it down. So the idea is that your hand's anchored in the same place. Etc. And then you move down a string and carry it on like that. Now, just a quick word for the total beginners out there. If you can't do this alternate picking yet, and you just want to, or if you're struggling with the fingering, what I would suggest you do is just using a down pick, play every 2nd note. So miss out where, as you can see by looking at the PDF, there's 2 of every note. Just play each note on a down pick. I'll show you that actually because you've seen the close-up. I'll show you that as a bit of a long-range shot. Okay, this is just for the any beginners that are still left watching this video. If you're having trouble with the getting the speed up and all that sort of stuff, just play each note once. So not 0 0. To start with, just play. Etc. and carry that on through the whole piece of music until you can comfortably get through the piece of music, and then add the up without speeding up at all. Add the upstroke. So instead of and you've already doubled your speed without actually doing anything. It's just the idea of getting that and then adding the upstroke in when you feel comfortable and you've got all the finger movements nailed. And that should make it a slightly bit easier for any total beginner students that are out there. So I hope you find that useful, and I'll see you again sometime.